Good morning, London. How is it going? Apologies for the leaf blowers. Hello. That was a tongue twister. They'll be done in a few minutes. They have until 9 o'clock. I always say normally they're already done, but they're doing some extra work, so apologies for that. Just a few more minutes, and I don't know if you guys even hear them, but if you do hear them, it's a few minutes. Okay, well, how's everybody doing? It's Friday. I didn't trade yesterday. I wasn't feeling well. I feel much better today. Um, so there were some nice moves I can see, but I don't know. It's better for me. NFP week. I know we don't have NFP, but I think it was still challenging. If I look in hindsight, how the market has been moving. I'm just curious if anyone. Hey, there is nothing we can do. How is it going? There is nothing we can do. I I hate it when people ask me those questions. If you change your name or your picture, I have no idea. I'm over 1,000 people right now, and I don't have time to do a guessing game. I would rather get into the stream. So, hey, tell me who you are, and if you tell me your old name, I most likely will remember you because I do. I value all my OGs. D. Dr. E. Robert. Dr. Robert. How are you doing? Good morning to you. How's it going, guys? I'm really well. There are not many people here yet, but I'm just really curious if anyone managed to take that drop yesterday. And if you guys traded, how did you do? I did not trade. I didn't feel well. Feeling okay again today, so back in business. It's almost 9 o'clock here. It's early in the morning, 5 minutes to 9. Yes. So the gardeners come with their leaf blowers every Thursday, every 2 weeks, every other 2 weeks, and they're done by 9. So that's why it's always very noisy. Oh, it's by the way, it's Friday today. Normally they come on Thursday. So price beautifully went to yesterday to 50% of a wick. Um, I didn't trade it as I say, but I'm always looking like what did price do? How can I, if I get in, how can I manage to see the TPs? How would I do I see my model in hindsight? So I always go back into that, and I noticed that I used this wick. It went to exactly 50%. You can see my lines. People tell me sometimes, oh, do those lines? Where are my wicks? I think I had to go one higher. Where is my wick? Ah, here it is. So I noticed that this one on the monthly, it gave us the 50% exactly yesterday before London. We had a retracement to the upside, and then it broke that low. And obviously, at some point, we were at the 25 and between the zero, so I knew that wick wouldn't serve me anymore. So obviously in hindsight, because I didn't trade, I looked, okay, what wick then? Because then we are looking for premium and discount wicks. Like if we go to the downside, you want to use a premium wick, right? That's what ICT has been teaching. So the thing about the wicks is when do you use what wick? And that's something I've been really working on lately. So also in hindsight journaling. So now when there was nothing here for me to do, I moved to this wick here because this wick was engulfing this wick here. So, and you can see here we tapped exactly into the 50% yesterday where we stopped and where we, I would say, reverse for now. Retrace, reverse for now. Because we took that daily, that bloody imbalance has been there for many. I was talking about this imbalance. Finally, it has been Well, has it been balanced out? Not yet, right? Only sell side. We need some buy side. So I'm aiming. I do believe that we will go up here again today. Maybe not. I mean, it could just go fill it half and then go back and do it later this week. But be aware that this, if people say this one has been filled, no, it has not. It filled with buy sell side. Not. It's not. It's not being filled or just one pass through is nothing. People always say that, but then they don't know what they're talking about because it's going through it. But it's not balanced yet. It's just on the daily. Maybe on the lower time frame it is, but not on the higher time frame. So I would like to see. Let's go to the 1 hour. This is the weekly range. The low is here. We're at 20% of the weekly range now. Now, TGIF just only means it's a candle. Like any candle, we have open, high, low, close, and most candles open, high, low, close, and the difference between the open and the close, it retraces back into the range 20, 30, 40%. Sometimes you have a doji, you have it goes back to 50%. Sometimes it goes all the way back and it goes from a bullish to a bearish candle, but most of the times you have a retracement of 20, 30, 40%. And the TGIF is just only he teaches it in regards to the weekly again. So, but what happens? What needs to happen? You need to take out a low, and then you retrace back. But what have we been doing? We've been taking lows a lot. So the question is, are we going to retrace further again, take one more low out, and then go back into the range, or are we going to go up in the range and consolidate? It's all possible. So you have to be aware. You have to be aware of these things. Like, okay, where are we in the range? Is it highly likable that we're going to take some more lows, or are we going to go up and maybe up to the 50 and then go back down to finish somewhere in a lower level? We just wait and see. We're just gonna wait and see. But 0.5, I wonder if we're gonna take this low again, if we just really go a lot lower today, but we'll see. Let's have a look at I just want to have a look at the weekly monthly again on NQ. Looking at I saw a little gap here on the monthly as well. That is 500 points lower. Um, let's do an OTE. I just want to see from this whole level because it is quite a big range. I do like all these. We've got a fair value gap here on the monthly, right? Um, it's quite a big range. We'll do it like this. We'll do it better. If the noise of the fan is bothering you guys, if it's loud, please let me know because I've got a fan on. And if it makes noise, let me. It should be a more silent one than the other one, but let me know if it's too loud or something. Okie dokie. So now we are here. I just want to have a look where we are at. I'm gonna mark this monthly. Zoom out to. Now, mind you, I think if we're going lower in the monthly here, all these wicks will be points of it won't be like a smooth run to the downside, I think. So I don't expect us to go here today. No way. We're gonna mark it for future reference. I don't think this is in. Well, hey, maybe it is. But um, I hope not, to be honest. Um, it's Friday. Are we going to get expansion again? Another expansion after hitting 0.5. Um, we do have some equal lows here beautifully. It's not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, how are we doing? We created our 2 a.m. candle. Now I'm going to the 1 minute here. Guys, did any one of you guys trade it yesterday? I would really love to hear your experiences. How was it? Did you do well? Did you not do well? It's all good. Um, okay. So I always look at the weekly ranges because they're very specific. It's especially specifically on Friday, you will see they are used a lot. Uh, so we're rejecting the 20% now. Let's see, we make a lower low. Obviously, the percentages will change if we take out the low. It makes sense that the percentages change if we do make a low. I think low, right? 20% will go be lower again. So these are just for the range, the weekly range that is set now. So I'm just gonna keep them here. Wow, it's so amazing to see that we just literally the whole. It's also just the weekly. It's a full dealing. We have no. It's just the full dealing range as well. The weekly high and the weekly low. It's just. Uh, so Monday, we opened. Where did we open? Here. So the open Monday, the high, and then from that day on, and Tuesday, 2 a.m. we created an equal, and then boom, we broke it on Wednesday, and we just been going down. BC drums, a 5 minute ORB was perfect yesterday morning for 800 day. Good for you. Wow, nice, well done. The 5 minute orb was perfect. Yeah, the opening. Look, guys, in all honesty, when you, in hindsight, you look at the higher time frame and you see all these large candles, but it, I've come to the conclusion as well that even I, on the higher time frame, I see large candles and I go back into, or I've been trading it. It's not always easy, um, sometimes, because even as a distribution trader, it's all about the setup before the move comes, right? And if you have trained yourself to specific models and your build-up is differently because you studied a specific setup or your strategy is different, sometimes it just doesn't, it's not your strategy, or it's just not, it doesn't provide you the information that you need where you are in your journey or the way you trade, that it works for you. And I've noticed that for me, the last week. So I've missed a couple of moves because I was just also not focused on maybe on the right things. And I guess it comes with experience as well. So, but so I guess trading it's just about. I had a really good way of saying it, and I was like, your setups and your Your setups and your A plus setups are based on your limitations in trading, because that is what you know and that was what where you make money with. But it doesn't mean you're done with studying. It doesn't mean that you're going to improve and you're going to be better at more, maybe improving that specific structure. But hey, I had a really, really good Monday. I made a lot of money on Mondays. I'm fine for the week already. So, but it's still, I'd love to see if I'm on, understanding the market, reading it properly, and that's where you grow and learn from the mistakes that you make. PhD, good morning. Good morning, Chair. How are you doing? Good to have you back again. BC Drums just hit 2 years in 3 days of studying and trading. Well done. Yeah, hey, and it should be infinite, ongoing, right? I think, especially in trading. Um, and what I feel is that the more I learn, the bigger my circle of unknown gets. So the more I'm triggered to figure it out, because I'm like, oh well, I've known now this, but then another question comes up because I realize that I miss something else now, because you know more and you are challenging yourself maybe to do a little bit more, and then, oh, but what about this then, right? So, and that's, I think, the fun part of it. I love it. I love studying. I don't know about you guys, but I trade ICT as well. Yes, ICT and time. Um, Time element is so important. Okay, I'm just watching for now, guys, because we hit 20% here. I'm on the 1 hour here. Let's have a look at gold. Where's my gold? Oh, I want to quickly have a look at Bitcoin. ICT says it's going to go to zero. Who agrees with him? There we go. Gold. Exactly. Well, I don't. I do not agree with him on that. I mean, I love ICT and I thank him every day for his teachings, but I think that's something I also don't agree with. I also do not agree with that. And some of his other views I also don't agree with, but that's okay. I mean, it's okay to disagree and still respect someone very deeply. You don't have to agree with everyone's life's views and things like that, but I still love to listen to people with different views, because it gives me perspective and keeps me grounded as well. But it's all about, just being respectful to different people with different opinions. Okay. Okay, so for gold, I marked this one yesterday, and it filled this little gap here. So that happened when I didn't watch gold yet, but I just wanted to see if I would have traded it. What did I do? Why did I mark this? This was this fair value gap that I marked here, and we filled that yesterday at what time? Oh, again, so this is something with gold I noticed, and I've mentioned that a couple of times. All the PDRAs that I would like to trade to or use, they happen in in Asia, always. 6 o'clock here. I thought that might happen yesterday, 6 o'clock, but it happened in after the market, after 6 o'clock. You see here. So this one is done now, almost, or it's not almost done. It's filled. Here we go. So I can remove you. Asia. I don't know. I think it's he's not the only one to predict that there are rumors that Epstein was influential. Oh, please. There's so many Epstein rumors. That piece of shit had he was involved in some. He was even involved. They said there was also now recordings about him advising people about Palantir and advocating for them. He had his hands in every. He was. I don't know how people. I mean, he's demonic. I mean, it's crazy that so many people listen to that horrible piece of shit, that he got away with what he did for such a long time. I mean, people need to go to prison for help for standing up for that man. But I don't. He had his hands in so many things. I think he's. I think he is more than just a human. I think he is. He's demonic. That man, for some reason, and the people were listening to him and were. He gave a lot of people advice as well. It's crazy. But anyway, he's at least he is now not on the earth anymore. Thank God for that. Um, I hope all the people that were involved in the UK now, some people are getting burned because, yeah, but it just shows you how what money can do to certain people, and that they still knew what he was up to, and they still were involved with him, right? I mean, that's so disgusting. Um, you know, at least we know that there's an algo, and I mean, also people now thinking that BTC is not influenced by. It is just the same. It's just the same. But I do believe there will be a transformation of systems at some point. And I mean, isn't Nasdaq also still talking about tokenizing all the stocks and everything, right? So, but anyway, let's drop the Epstein. I get so disgusted when I hear that man's name, and I get really angry. I just like how they got away. So many little young women's lives has been. Yeah, I think so. BC drums. I was also looking around that level, something around, yeah. And I think we're going to get a very nice V-shaped recovery at some point, but we'll see. I mean, we just have to wait, right? We just have to be patient. It's just a weird time right now, I guess, right? Uncertainty, and let's hope it's over soon. And we just focus on our day trading and make money, whatever markets, however the markets move, and we don't want to be influenced by geopolitics. We just watch the candles and we just look for our signatures and our A plus setups. I was thinking about that last night actually. Like, okay, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm just really have to focus on the market. Obviously, be aware of what's happening, but also try not to focus. If I see that the algo is not running and there's a lot of overriding and a lot of manipulation, like I believe yesterday it wasn't. I was looking in hindsight and like, did I see what I normally want to trade? Not really in the time that I want to trade, and then just not trade and just focus on that. And be more risk averse and just focus on only A plus setups until markets get more cleaner. easier to, let me put it that way, easier to read for me, for myself. I mean, maybe some of you are really, this is your market and this is for you, you can trade or scalpers or whatever. Yeah. Okay, what happened? 211, 212. So yesterday in London, remember, we were at the 50% of that monthly candle. So now, and on ES, we didn't go higher. Oh, that was important. Remember on ES, I said we have to go higher, 50% of that N walk. I mean, it didn't do that. It did not go higher of that N walk. And that was very telling in hindsight. Everything is in hindsight, remember, but I want to show you guys that again on ES. Where were we on ES yesterday? We did not go higher than 50% of, was this London yesterday? No. Where were we in London? Here we are. Here, this one. It was this one. Remember this area here, and I kept saying with the bodies are not going over the, we're not getting any body closure here. Here it went a little bit over, but while we were in stream, it was we just did not go over this level here. 3, let's go to the lower time frame. Yeah, this was London stream. So we went over it here, and then we went down to it, and here we did not go, we didn't have anything coming over it again. So this was London, this was then most likely London high at that point, going into this fair value gap here. So that was the drawn liquidity, going into internal liquidity, going to internal, and then going for external on the higher time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour. I just want to see the 4 hour. So the 2 and to the top of the annual into this fair value gap here, and then we created a relatively equal. Here you can see we created on ES a relatively equal low. It's not equal in the sense of it equal, but you can expect when you have like the low going over this one, then we also going to take this one. So then we expanded to the downside, and we took out these two here. And then it was tricky again. The wick went all the way into this wick here, and then it expanded lower. Oh yes, not too bad, but not easy to read when you're in it. It's easy when you zoom out, right? But not when you're in it. But you have to journal it, and then you start seeing things easier. Okay, market maker, sell side, buy side, original consolidation. Let's see if we go up here. Are we on ES? I would say I would like to see price go up back to settlement price, and then we're back in original consolidation of this area. Is it done or not? So that's BC drums. My model for NQ is the 6786 at 24321, and see if that get repriced and holds. Yes, let's see. But for ES, the finalization of this smaller 15-minute market maker model could be done here. So let's look at NQ 6820, and We have ours here, so 582-ish. What are you looking for? 24. I like 687-ish. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 222? Maybe morning. What time did we make the highs here? So settlement price is here. Now look at the difference on NQ and ES, where settlement price is. Market maker buy sell model. If we go to the rebalancing here, we haven't touched the original consolidation yet, but on ES, when you go to settlement price, we are tapping into the bottom of the original consolidation. We do have a little gap here. We do not. Or it's very, very tiny. It's between this one and this one. That's the only little one that is left on ES. What do we have here? We have nothing here. So I'm more interested in NQ rejecting in this week. If we even get there. If we even get there. Okay, let's see. Pom, 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 pom. Where's 30%? Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I like that. 786. Okay. 746. BC Jones, what you said 24321. 24. Oh, you prefer to go down first? My model is okay. So you wanted to see go further down and then go back up. Okay. I would rather see a little bit move to the upside. I'm gonna paper trade, guys. I have to warm up again because I haven't traded yesterday. Um, what time is it? 226. When I was looking at the 1 hour, I was able to see that the biggest candle of almost every day was at the 9. Yes, did you see that? The 9, yes, yes. I noticed that too. The 9, especially, go to the 3 hour. and go over the 3 hour chart. It's amazing what you see then, and especially how they go back to the same cycles. Especially, was it Tuesday? Hey, but listen, I think this, yeah, but BC drums. Sometimes when you sit through, when you like to, normally with AMD, it's accumulation, and you wait for the manipulation, and you trade the distribution, or you trade the manipulation and the distribution. So in the normal world, I have grown to like chop when it is like the normal shorter accumulation. So we can trade. It always we always have the moment after the chop, right? Because then you still can prepare yourself, but not when it's like the whole session. I agree, but I have come to accept sitting through chop. But I do get very impatient when it takes too long. When I think, oh my God, now it should get out of it, or if I can't identify the manipulation or anything, I get a little bit annoyed. Yeah, I'm not in. I'm gonna miss it most likely. Um, I'll go over my trade, what I would have traded. I can what time is it? 229, 651. Yeah, I really like 650ish. I mean, I want to see if I can position myself. We still have 100 points to go. 650, 650. Am I? Yeah, I really like 650. I'm saying it again. Um, we are above the high of the 150 price action. You are it. Okay, this is I think the one I want to be looking at. I'm looking at the first percentage fair value gap between 130 and 2. See what happens here. The first significant one is actually a suspension block, right? It has two imbalances on each side. And are we more than 10 points? ICT shared lately that it has to be more than 10 points before he even uh, uses that. Yeah. Yes, 15. I'm not saying my motto. Yes, hey, listen. I love BC drums. It's all about just sharing whatever you think is going to. It's not about being wrong or right here, and there's no shame. I hate it when people say, "Oh, I told." When people it's so childish. It just tells me they're immature. When people say something and then it happens and they say, "Oh, I told you so." Like, oh, like it's about being wrong or right. It's not. It's just sharing what you see and being open. And I love it to that you share your strategy and what you're seeing and why, because that's where we are interested in. I'm interested in hearing that, and it doesn't have to be wrong. I am wrong many times when I share something, and I'm right sometimes as well. So don't worry, it's all good. I love it. And most people they share why they think things are going to happen in a very nice, in just in a way, just hey, this is how I see it, and this is where I'm at. So that's it. And also when it doesn't work, you go. I've got a few people as well. They come on and they say, "Hey, listen, what I said yesterday didn't work because of this and because of that." and that's what I love. I'd hear ICT talk about the 130 model, what we're looking for here. The 130 model, what we're looking for here. Oh yeah, yeah. So what he said, because I made a video like a while back when I started the channel about the 2 a.m. move. I was like, because every time I started my stream just before 2 a.m. and I was like, wow, there's so much movement. Now I have to redo that video because I started noticing some things like, oh, there's so much movement at two, and let me start looking at the area and start looking for a model there. And it happens to be like a few weeks later, he went into some spaces. I think it was kids, or he did a space of his own, or I can't remember. And then he says, yes, I also look for the first percent fair value gap in London between the 1:30 and 2 a.m. Now he says it's only applicable for London. And because before that he said there was another fair value gap we could use, which is the when London opens and then that first half hour, so the 3 to 3:30. Because London opens at 3, and then you look for the. So I think someone asked, but I also asked that question because I was confused. Like, well, what happens with the 3 o'clock first percentage? So he actually answered on Twitter, on X, when I asked that question. He says, well, the 1:30, so this one is only applicable in London, and the 3:31 you can use throughout the whole day. That was his answer. That was his response. So I always mark this area is very important to me because the 1:30 to 2 here, I always look at this macro. What are we doing? So we are above. So I'm bullish now, but this little fair value gap, I'm like, okay, are we just going to stall here? So that gives me time to position myself. We are above the high of this. So I think we're accumulating here to move higher. So I'm almost inclined to position myself here, but I don't like the way it has been forming. So I would rather maybe see a move to the downside and then go back up. But look here, on the higher, we are bound. We're not going below this. It looks like we already did the job. So I think I'm gonna position myself. Look here, we already on the 1 hour one. We already created the wick, I believe, but we are in two. I don't like this wick here. I just want to. I want the body closure above the midpoint when I position myself. It looks bullish. Yeah, I'm getting in. Paper trading only, guys, for now, until I feel I'm sure about my 235. Now that was most likely too early, right? But we'll see. See, no body closure. I said it. I want a body closure, and I did not wait. Suspension block, which is a barrier. I did not wait for the body closure. I'm staying in. I need to journal this. My time was off. I actually don't want to get in before 2 when this has already happened and we are at 2:36. That means you want to wait to the next macro. Let's see. I'm using the breaker. But I'm too early. I'm too early. That's why I paper trade. And I write down my mistakes. Too early. No, didn't wait for the body closure. I do want, if it was like 222, where was it? 222 here, this area. That was a good entry. Not here when you might reject. And it most likely will go down before the macro starts. So it's a suspension block. You see? You see how valuable paper trading is? You already go. You're already facing your own I don't want to call it stupidities, but your impatience. Um, I already know it's gonna go lower because of the time and what it's doing. But I'm leaving it in to journal it. That was a bit. I think it was a little bit FOMO. I guess not want to miss the move. I'm gonna write it down for me. I have to walk this walk of shame. FOMO paper entry. I still believe it's gonna go up, but not yet. So, but you don't want to. You want to position yourself much better. Uh, Well, BC drums, you know what? I've noticed that all the time because also well, I don't think so, but you know why? Well, it's repeating, but we were at the 50% of the monthly level yesterday, and we had a lot of consolidation. So because we had a 50% level, I don't think we're going to go straight down. But remember, yesterday we did not go higher. We did not go over that and walk that 50% for a long time at some point. So they were already it was signaling that it wouldn't go any higher on ES, but it took quite a bit before it went down, right? But because we have we got it's Friday, and I don't want to say the word worried, but because we are already at the 20 and 30%, once it is between these levels on Friday, you just want to be aware that it's already in the TGIF zone, right? It's already in the TGIF, so what is it going to do? Is it going to stay there in London already? I hope not. But most of the times when the end of the day comes and it's between 20, 30%, 40% of the weekly range, you don't expect too much anymore. Now it could still go down again at some point. Could also go up, go back down. But yeah, I would actually prefer it will move away from the 20%, to be honest. So that means I'll be stopped out. I'm just thinking about that. Hey, isn't it better if we just I'm gonna be stopped out on this one. That was such a stupid entry. Come on. Of course, it's gonna take me out before the macro because stop loss taken at 241. Okay. Why not? Hey, 007. Hey, L7. How are you doing? I'm waiting to touch 20, 24, 6, 5. Touch CME, RP, and QH6 based on CME daily reference price. You also severance. Yes, yes, yes. Nobody missed it, I guess. But did you trade it? I didn't trade at all. I wasn't feeling too well yesterday. Um, I'm going to touch 24. So L7, do you have a 6 or a 5? 651. If I read it correctly, you are saying 651, or do you have a? Yeah, I've got 65. This is my level. I'm waiting also for 6551. I wanted to trade to 651 here. If that is, yeah, I wanted to trade to 651, but I had a really stupid entry just now. I just went in too fast while we were in a suspension block. It didn't go over the midpoint. So, hey Raiden. Hello, hello. Let's have a look at gold quickly. I do like gold. If you look at the 1 hour here, we can see this might be a breaker that could be a potential breaker here. Um, we still have some unfinished business in this, but the question is, can we go up? Could we go higher here? Because we sort of are done here. The question is if this is a breaker that could be give us the expansion or not. Is it just going to give us a? I don't know. It looks a little bit tricky to me. We don't have we don't really have a fair value gap that really there's no gap here anymore. We do have so I wonder if we go one leg lower first, then we go up into here. Um, tricky gold. Hey, company Menko, how are you doing? Raiden, I started study 2022. Um, yes, but I don't know how your basic knowledge is. I always say if you really have no knowledge of ICT, I think core content is the first place to start, and then 2022 is makes a good makes good sense. But I do believe core content is number one, and especially on the Discord, I put I entered all the core content months, and I kept a few months out of it to shorten the journey, which I thought, okay, if you really want to get the basics, you just have to do these months, and the other months you can go on back later on. Um, but yeah, I think core content, and then I think 2022 is a very good start. And ICT actually said then also what he mentioned beginning of the year, you can also now go back, start with what he's doing now and move backwards, because he's sort of like going over a lot of topics that he used to go over, and he actually goes into quite a big detail now as well, so it can shorten your journey now. But yeah, 2022 is awesome. We love 2022. Yeah, BC drums. I totally. You can also trade from IFUG to IFUG. It's literally the same. If you focus on that, um, it is actually literally from when you have a full market maker buy and sell model. It goes it goes from. I where was my I journaled something. I had two fair value gaps marked. I didn't trade it, but it was so significant. Let me go over my, I think it was Tuesday. Oh, here you are. I had this one marked here, and this one was the end, exactly the end. I marked this here. Look where it stopped. I could have traded here. Well, if you missed this one was significant to this one here. Boom, exactly to the bottom. Hey, DBT. This is on the lower time frame, obviously, but yeah, I missed the Tuesday one. This was Wednesday, right? Tuesday, yeah, I missed that. That was a bit of a bummer, but and it's also time. It's also time. This time is exactly the same one that that could have been used here, or this one. It's all time. It's all based on time. So if people ask me what are these lines for, well, they make me a lot of money normally. Not this week, but normally. On Monday I did make a lot of money, but and I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them because if you know which ones to use, you know which ones to use for a reason. Um, yeah, BC drums, turtle soup, but you have to be experienced. You have to get more experience for that. So for if you start, I don't. For people that just start out, turtle soup is the good thing about turtle soup is that you have very small risk, so you can try it with a micro, and if it doesn't work out, you only lose a few points, right? That's the good thing about. Yeah, it requires bulls, but it doesn't require a lot of. I try sometimes. I have 2 or 3 attempts on my turtle soup, and then if it still hits, you get 200 points. So I'm okay to try them and have a few stop outs. But I always advise everybody to start paper trading turtle soup as much as you can. Paper trade them, paper trade them, paper trade them, and then and it's okay to have a few stop outs because you get literally you're trying to get the reversal, so your stop is very very small. That's the good thing about turtle soup, and you'll grow some balls. We'll if you don't have the balls, you'll grow them with turtle soup. But because the risk is so small, it's worth to try, right? But paper trade them like hell, and get better at them. Raiden, listen. Core content month 4 is the most important one because you need to know what are the PDRAs, and month 1 to month 5 are very important. I myself, I can't advise you how fast you should go because everyone learns differently, and you don't want to exhaust yourself. You have to take your time. But if you feel like, hey, listen, I've done core content 2 times, and sometimes I even go back to specifics, like, oh, I think I need a refresher on that because somebody mentioned something. I'm like, oh, what did I think about that? Or at some point you learn, time goes on, and you need a refresher. So bye, J7. Yeah, gravity. Yeah, gravity has been very consistent. But it's all of how you study. If you can do a lot and you can manage to, make your notes and go into the charts, and it's fine to go through a few videos at once. But if you are a slower learner and you need to go over them a couple of times, take your time. There's no rush. Okay, don't rush. But I think core content is because you need to know the basics and know the PDRAs to understand. Also in 2022, what's it about, right? What's he talking about? And it will make much more sense to go over 2022 when you know the basics a little bit better. Yeah, you'll pick it up much faster as well because then you can connect the dots and the logic. But I think the most important ones is understanding premium discount. How does IPTA work? What is smart money? What does it mean? How we can retrace from accumulation, manipulation, how the cycles work, and then the PDRAs, obviously. So I got time, so now I can 7 to 8 hours of videos. Okay, well, it's not only about time; it's also how you process it. So, but if you learn fast, hey, just do as much as you can to speed up the process. And if you got time, hey, that's. Hey, listen, I did the same. I studied 7 to 8 hours per day as well. And but at some point, you'll know when your brain gets tired and you just don't really pick up on anything, right? So, but yeah, if you, hey, Abdul, how are you doing? Good to have you back again. Um, so yeah, let me know if you have any questions, Raiden. So I on the Discord, I put on all the, I just made it for pure beginners. So people that really have no knowledge where to start, and I've took out a few months of the core content, which I think you don't need when you want to start. You can always refer to them later on, and um, and then take it from there. Yes, and ICT did say you can move backwards, but I would still think 2022 is after core content one of the best, and then you move backwards because 2022 is the easiest to connect the core content and the basic knowledge, and you see it happen almost every day in the charts. So I think it's still a good one. Unless anyone else has any how they experience it or any other advice for him. Hey, I love that BC drums. I listen, guys. I on the Discord I also made a backtest channel or just a lounge chat if you wanna hang out together. And I'm willing to hang out with you guys as well outside YouTube to go over specifics, maybe backtesting together, go over whatever we are challenged with. So that's why I started the Discord as well to get to be able to communicate and especially to maybe even study together, go over specifics. So I love that BC drums. That's so nice. I messaged in general chat. Okay, I'll have a look at after the stream. Thanks, Raiden. Let me put in the Discord, by the way. I haven't done that yet. For those who want to join the Discord, it's just a means to communicate better with each other. It's still growing. I mean, I still need to give it a bit of better form, I guess. But Here we go. Yeah, and if you have guys have any ideas how to also, utilize Discord more to as a community, I'm sort of like I'm actually a little bit shy. It sounds weird to say that. Um, Not everyone likes it or understands. No, but the same with me, BC Drums. I have a very specific way of looking at the markets, and I actually thought that nobody would even listen to me, to be honest. And I was like, okay, but I think it's nice to have different views and not the standard. ICT. I think the best thing of ICT is that everybody is what you do with it, and if you deepen it yourself, I think that's what he really wants to accomplish a little bit. Like I've studied the TGIF, for example, on the monthlies and also on the 4-hour candles, and not only on the weekly. So for me, it's like I love that how can I put it in words? I love it that his way of teaching encourages me to look a little bit deeper than what he tells us in the videos. I was busy before due to my exams. Now I'm free. Well, good for you, Raiden. And I think this is a good thing to study because it will bring you a lot of. Okay, hold on. I want to 251. I'm just not sure if I can trust the price action yet for an upward move. I like this move here to 650. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a paper trade again because I've got a very small stop at this area here. See, it's only we create this flow within a macro. Now I could be wrong. I still like this level. Now normally I was talking, but I would have gotten in when we created this, taking out this liquidity here. We're in the midpoint of the 150. If I mean taking out, then I know, okay, we're not going up yet. We're hanging around at 20%, which I don't really like, but we'll see. Let's see, because 3 o'clock, London coming in. Taking a bit of a risk with London opening, but it's okay. What's your dealing range for the London session? Well, if I look at the 1 hour now, well, my longs are not working because you can see that, guys. I've been stopped out twice, and now I'm more interested in looking at this dealing range here. That's a good question, Abdo. I'm looking at this high that we formed until this low, the London, and I would use now this left because we are, like I just want to say, obviously we're not going up. It is, oh shit. I would use this range now to see how far are we going to go back into this range. We already tapped into 0.5. Oh no, we did not. We created the high, and now let's see what we're doing. We have relatively equal lows here. 702 is here. Yesterday also we went to midnight, right, in London, did we not? I think it's the same scenario. I think the daily open, the only difference was the daily open was above the London, and we went. I think also during the three. Yes, I do use. Yes, I use the 50 to 10 macro. Yes, yes, yes. I trade time a lot, but it has been a little bit off. This for me, timing has been difficult this week, to be honest. But yeah, I use time a lot in my analysis, and also here. Um, yeah, I think this is a nice. This is a beautiful turtle soup, right? Retest fair value gap. Midnight is here. We got equal lows with a gap here as well. You see that here, a gap. So 0.5432. It just doesn't want to go up. Every time when I go long, I've been stopped. I mean, all my longs haven't worked. So, I mean, nothing. You know, when I see this, I see a future breaker. I like it. I mean, this is going to be a nice breaker when we go back to the downside again. That is a beautiful breaker structure, bearish breaker. Yeah, so you have to be you have to be careful because it could go down one leg and then go back up. So it could consolidate, right? We're near the 20%. Look, this could be a bearish order. This is a bearish 1 hour order block, so it could hold price up right here as well. So even though we could go into this, we could just step into here. This is a way to also calculate the range because this is balanced here. You can use this. This could be the long actually. I should have actually entered long. Hold on, I'm still long. I have a long bias. Uh, yeah, I want to enter. This should have been my long. Here we go. I'm going to front run the breaker. My TP is going to be below the breaker. Just paper trading, guys. I'm just paper trading. Just paper trading until I've got it right. I'm front running the breaker, but it's tricky because we've got a fair value gap here, right? Oh, you traded 250 account? Wow, nice. I'm just paper trading right now, guys. I just um, so my logic is order block. We retrace into this order block as a, and this is holding price up right now, 0.5. I have this level here. We already did the job. We already retraced. We already did the work in the suspension block. Now it's the time. We're in the 350 to. We created the 1 hour 3 o'clock wick. I think. I don't like that this is higher though, but we'll see. And this looks to me like a future bearish breaker. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go up first, and then at some point when we go down, this might be the new breaker. But not now, please. No, it's all low. It's not an A plus setup at all, BC Drum. So well, I do. It's not an A plus setup at all. But I was looking at the 1 hour candle here. Yeah. So I was looking at the 1 hour. So we went lower. We took out this liquidity here of this 1 hour candle. We are above the open price of 3, but now it needs to go over this suspension block. Now this is a tricky area again, the 20%. And you see the macro is ended, and we haven't gone over the suspension block, so we might go back down. Let's see. Retest this. So if I would trade time, I would get out here. Boom. So at the top of the suspension block here. I'm leaving my trade on just because I'm in, but it's a paper trade. But normally when I would my money be on the line, 10 past at the top of a suspension block, I would get out. Boom, take my money and run. Now I'm just leaving it on to see, okay, what are we retracing to? What does time do? Are we staying above the 3 o'clock price? Is it respecting this breaker that has been activated? Or are we manipulating and not even respecting breakers and stuff like that? So that's what I'm looking for when I leave my paper trade on. Because I journal it, I just go over price. Because for me, it's all about what's happening in this area. I always, like I said, I always mark my 150 to 210 macro and how we're behaving in regards to that macro, and also this first presented fair value gap, which is very significant today. Here I made the mistake by not waiting until we went any closure above it. It was telling us already here we're not going further up. We're going down for one more leg apparently, but maybe now another leg. I don't know. And Q forming V shape on long term. Yes. Yeah, I definitely. But on the other hand, I don't like this wick here, and the 20% is around the midpoint. So I wonder if we're going to reject again in this area here. You see, this is also higher. So we have a flat bottom here, flat top I mean, so we might just wick and then go back down. This might be again, I'm asking, the thing is with me now, the last week, I'm asking too much of my larger trades if they're above 50 points. Um, it's just not, it just, unless you have the nice runs to the downside. Every upside move, my longer trades, they haven't worked out the whole week. The whole week. Where is previous day EQ? Let me see where it is. I have previous day EQ at 24 780-ish, 84 784. You're right. That's why I love to complement my analysis with your expertise. Oh, thank you, L7. Expertise sounds very like I'm very knowledgeable, but it's just where I am at my journey, I guess. So we are. Notice here that we formed a gap as well around 3 o'clock. This is an important gap, guys. One thing I have seen, even the smallest on the higher time frame, that some people don't zoom. Yes, 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 yes. Especially at the tops and the bottoms, right? Before you get the turn, before your turtle soup, wicks and yeah, the opposite wicks and the small gaps that are at the top and the bottom. See, now I moved my stop below the lower breaker, which is might not be too fast. Okay, I quickly need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. I hope my trade works out for our thought. Any idea? No, I'm not. I'm not interested in a short right now. No, no, no. Well, yeah, it could be a short, but look how tricky it is. We're in 1 week and we're at the 0.5, so it's low probability area. If NQ doesn't make higher, then it might be where. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I realized that because it doesn't go over the suspension block. And look, we're in the wick and we're below the 20% of the weekly range, so it's low probability. But I'm not shorting. I'm still in a. I just want to see if it retests the like this. You see this gap here? I just want to see how it reacts here. I can't wait for Elon Musk Neuralink chip, so we'll be able to load ICD. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, is that a real thing actually? That we can you can load up like a chip or something in your brain. Is that real? It's actually quite scary. Yeah, MJ, you're right about that as well. So that's why also trade shouldn't be too long, right? We shouldn't expect too much. And we actually were above Asia already here. I mentioned that yesterday as well, that when we are, when things like that happen in the macro before, right here, 0.50 to 150, we went lower. This is 2022 model, by the way. It could be 2022 model, right? Because we have higher highs here. We have a retracement. How much is this OTE level? Because it could be. I mean, maybe this is 2022 model here. The suspension block is exactly. Okay, guys, should we still go? Shall we switch to short? I think we need to switch. This is actually a perfect 2022 model. We took out a high, we retrace, we go back into the range, 79%. We have higher highs here. There's suspension block, we cannot go through. We formed a beautiful potential new breaker. What do you guys think? I'm paper trading. I don't think the long is going to work anymore. But yeah, it would make things easier, right? If you just put a little, okay, like is there like a little ICT or whatever you? But I mean, if we can buy intelligence, um, it's sort of scary, but it's also yeah. So guys, what I think that this 1 hour candle is 3:20. We've got half an hour to go. Another half an hour. It could break either or, right? Let's see. It retested the breaker, yes, but it's also respecting the suspension block. We haven't had any bodies over the suspension block. And this looks like a perfect bearish breaker. This looks much better than this breaker here, right? See, the suspension block is just, I think I'm getting out of this one. Okay, I'm going to be stopped out. I was going to let myself be stopped. But you see how the suspension block is just being respected massively. Let me look at the 4 hour. What are we doing on the 4 hour? So on the 4 hour, when you have this price action, wick to wick, 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 going back and forth. I don't want to put my stop loss at break even because I actually want to put it lower um, because of the gap here. You see this gap here? I thought it might wick into this little gap here, so that was the reason for my stop loss below that one. And this little gap here. So that's why I did not move it higher. I was looking at this little gap because we're so wicky. I thought, oh, we could wick into this one here. So that's why I didn't move it to break even. But technically, when I would be, if I would be in a money-wise trade, I would have stopped here at 310, and if we hit the top of a, I would have gotten out here. Normally, when there's money on the line, I would use time, and the macro was done here, and the suspension block was hit, and exactly, if I also would know 79% of the that range, I would have gotten out here anyway. I think it's low. I think it's going to go down. To be honest, I think we are just going to go back and forth, going into these gaps here. Yeah, I think I'm getting out. I don't like it. This is just too bearish. Okay. You see, the suspension block is so respected. There's no bodies anymore over the 50%. We are in 4-hour wicks. We are. Let me measure these wicks here. And even if it would go now, it is just telling me it's not. It doesn't give me the algorithmic signature. So even if it will go, it's a gamble for me. The things that I see in the chart are telling me no, it's not going to go up. So if it does go up, it is a manipulation move that I can't trade in a way because it just doesn't give me my what I look for. I'll study it so I know next time. There's always new algorithmic signatures, right? Um, 0.5 here. Oh, I see something else, guys. I want to. I noticed something. Let me hold on, hold on. Okay, both sides have gone into 0.5 of the wick. Okay, I'm just seeing something that I just noted. Hold on. Here, this one. It might still go and then I'm out. It's okay. It's too wicky for me anyway. I don't like it. Um, I do like. I still like this level though, but I don't like the how it's going. I don't have the balls for this one, if that makes sense. But it looks bullish right now. It looks like we're gonna push at some point. But this helps, right? Suspension block, the one that formed between 130 and 2. You see how strong it just helps, you know, at 310. Normally I would have been out when it hits the top and doesn't. And you can already tell when one candle goes up and down, it's not going to do anything. Then we retrace back to 3 o'clock, and now we're again here in this area. Um, so also we're back in original consolidation. So technically, we have a market maker model. Buy side, we go up, we go one leg lower, and we finalize. We go back into original consolidation. So technically, it can be done with that market maker model, right? Yeah. So PhD, I agree, but I am. So I need to work on. So my since I've traded larger moves. So since I've gotten really better at trading AMD, so I catch larger moves like it ranges from 60 to 150, 170, sometimes 200 points. There's a new problem that has risen, and that is that I uh, started trading my stop too fast. So if that makes sense, right? So instead of waiting, because at some point you just went, oh my god, and then those trades take a little bit longer sometimes. So you obviously you get a retracement at some point. So what happened a lot, sometimes it is a, so when I was journaling, like, oh my god, it was an 8-hour trade, and then the 8-hour trade became, because I told my stop too fast, it became a 2-hour or 3-hour trade, for example. And obviously I got back in, I still got my points, but instead of one trade and having good stop loss placement and good trailing, I had to do it in 2 or 3 trades because I trilled myself. So that's why I'm training myself. Once I placed it, I am, and if, especially those shorter trades, I try not to move them too fast, or and trade them to a point which has logic for me, and also because I tend to use the logic. Well, once I'm in a trade, I sometimes oversee something, so I try not to have the logic before I play it, and then not touch it unless I'm in a longer trade. So that's why I'm not trading it anymore. Um, um, or moving it, just especially for those little things around the break even, and if it's a few points, I try not to do that because I really need to train myself to wait longer. Because if I have a larger move, I also have to trust you have to calculate those retracements in, right? And that you're not going to be stopped out. But you have to balance it, like, oh my god, do I really want to lose 100, 50 points? So, but sometimes you have to if you're confident. But so that's the reason I try not to do that, if that makes sense. So I'm sort of like also practicing, um, in all honesty, when I started trading, I was so afraid having a losing trade. I would, when the trade would go against me, I would also trail my stop loss with it all the way down. So I would widen my stop loss, if that makes sense. That was really bad. So I really had to retrain my brain not to do that. So that's one of the reasons. But like I said, if I would have been in the real money, I would trade just the macro, and I would have gotten out here at 310 exactly. And then when I would see price going, I would just use the suspension block of this first presented of the 1:30 to 2 a.m. So I wouldn't even be in the trade anymore. I would have maybe gotten back in here though. Oh, that was the trade. That was the trade. Sorry. So that was the trade until here. Macro is not really working. The breaker is just not really. But yeah, if I see wicks to wicks, I'm already done. Yeah, so I'm just, for me, the paper trading is also just improving execution, uh, looking more deeper in my psychology of stop loss placement. Why did I put it there? Um, what was the mistake that I made? I love making mistakes with paper trading because I journal it and I really learn from it. So that's the reason. Um, been getting payouts all last year. Wow, well done, BC Drums. Well, yeah, that is not. That is very good. You shouldn't be. You should be patting yourself on the back. It is good. It's really good. Getting regular payouts, and it doesn't matter even if it's five. Even if it's just a small amount, but if it's consistent, it's consistent. The money, the amount is not important. It's the consistency. The money amount will grow, but the consistency is, once you got the consistency, and we just need to skill out a bit, and that's where also psychology comes in. Um, oh, you're short already, Abdul? Yeah. So I get a lot of comments on the paper trading all the time, and sometimes it annoys me a little bit because I'm like, if I'm by myself, I can do that. But people are always, oh, why are you just paper trading? But it's so important to paper trade, guys. And it takes away you're more free to, it shows your weaknesses and I want to feel free also doing it on the stream because I don't care, to show where I'm at my journey. But to be able to freely paper trade is also just, you expose your weaknesses to yourself again, and it makes it more easier to work on them, if that makes sense. So that's why I like to paper trade as well, because sometimes you're not aware of your own weaknesses, or you tell yourself you don't have them, for example, but you have, and your paper trade shows you that where you need to put more time in. So, and I want to keep on doing that freely. And sometimes it annoys me when I get all these comments, and it really pisses me off a little bit. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm very open about paper trade. I'm just, I don't lie about it. And I always say when it's just a paper trade. 'Cause, I mean, it's not that I want to make more mistakes on paper trading, but I want to feel free to be able to make them on stream as well. Um, So last time I got a question of someone who says, well, if it's a low probability, why would you even enter in that trade? I'm like, yeah, but because it's low probability, I enter on a paper trade because it's low probability now for me. But maybe if I paper trade and learn more about that area and study it more, it might not be a low probability at some point. When I say low probability, it's low probability for me now. Maybe it will stay low probability. It's also lack of knowledge, maybe. So that's for me like a very, I don't want to say stupid, but I don't want to call anyone stupid, but it's also like ignorant and just not being open, right? To why would I put a paper trade on a low probability? Well, it's my low probability, maybe not other people's low probability. So anyway, I just want to comment on that. So just that being said, don't give me bullshit about. Now I'm just joking, guys. But I just get a little bit annoyed about the paper trading sometimes. Yeah, and paper trading, journaling, um, those who do that the most will grow the most, and they will understand. But you see things, and you need to study to see things, and also to see relationships between certain things. Well, what BC Drums also said about FUG to FUG, once you start noticing specific things, and if you mark specific things, like what is the market actually doing? If there's an algorithm, there is logic. So for me, it is the challenge, and I'm obsessed about it to find the logic. And if it's there, hey, why would I leave it undiscovered? I'm gonna find everything in my ability that I can find, but it needs time. It needs to. Yeah, yeah. So I don't backtest anymore because I don't like the backtesting, but I do forward test a lot. But that's for everyone different, right? But I mean, backtesting, forward testing, journaling. Uh, that makes a difference. I set a 100 account at CFD and trade 1% to feel the pain. Enjoy. Yeah, that's good. Hey, so guys, I'm almost there with my. I think it will be a $1,200 account with my brokerage. So before we start the whole uh, uh, working together, I will be trading a very small account also to show, listen, it's a good thing when you make money from prop firms, put a little bit of money, even though you make a very little money, you just need $1,000 to get a proper brokerage account and trade M&Q. There was someone who yesterday he pointed out on M&Q that he made quite a bit of money, and you can make good money on M&Q and grow that account. You just grow very slowly. You don't care because you don't want to grow a buffer too big on prop firms because you never know if they run out of business or they take it away, the rules change, and then you can't take it out anymore or whatever happens. But on your own account, you can grow it slowly, grow your buffer, and trade. So that's what I want to do, and it's coming every time there is something because my bank needed a lot of paperwork for me because I sold my property here last month, and they froze all my assets when that money came in. They need paperwork for tax reasons, and I didn't know everything was blocked on that bank account. I wasn't aware, so that's why everything took longer. Yesterday should have been done, and then there was something with the brokerage names where they called me during the stream. Hopefully next week everything will be sorted. The contracts are all signed, and then I can start doing that. Yes, Abdul says it. It's not about the money; it's about the education. The money will follow, right? Yeah. Hey, BC Drums, wait until you start adding time to it. And not only FUGs, it's there is other PDRAs as well. But hey, listen, if you focus on the FUGs, you can get very I don't want to say very rich, but you know what I mean. I mean, if you just focus on one thing only, it can be enough. And you really deep dive into that, it's enough. It's enough. But you just study it and you'll figure it out. You'll figure things out. Um, like ICT also says, you just need to study one PD array at a time, and then when it really works for you and you deep dive into it, you don't need more sometimes. Oh, Abdul says it really well. I have to be trained in the real market and swim in the real water. Yes, I agree. Yes, well said. Okay, so this candle, don't expect too much of this 3 to 4 hour candle. We're into between 2 weeks, so don't expect any expansion. Um, Maybe a 350 macro, but we're in a doji right now. Let's see if we are just going to make a 4 hour baby. I call them babies. We probably have a lot of 15-minute babies already. You see, we're just making babies, or they are making babies. 20%. We haven't touched midnight. Fair value gap. There is a lower one though as well near. Ooh, look at this. Now this looks like a nice 2022 model, right? Because this is 79%. So technically we just forget this area here. If you have this is just time distortion. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm more, let's do a, leave the fight for another day. I have 2 loss in a day. You know, Abdul, I wish I could do that. I'm still working on that though. Just really stop when I need to. I'm going to do a poll for the 350 macro. So it's 340 now. Okay, well, the 350, so the next macro within 10 minutes, be bullish, bearish, or go sideways. So that means, are we going to go break the high, so above the suspension block, or are we going to go lower in the direction of midnight? Or are we just going to go sideways? So we go lower, we have another fair value gap here, equal lows here. Curious what you guys think. Um, Bullish. bullish, 50%, bearish 17, sideways 33. 50% bullish, 33 sideways, 17 bearish. Okay, this is nice. We've got all options now. I like that. 67 say bullish now, 22 sideways, 11 bearish. Okay, so we create another equal low, a high here at 344. Asia moves a lot, so sideways makes sense. Yes. Um, I do like this 15-minute order block though. If you look at the 15-minute, it still looks bullish, right? I mean, okay, note this as well. If I mark the order block, the consecutive candles, and the mean threshold is exactly 50% here. Exactly. From body to body, 50% is exactly 50. Is exactly here. Not the wick, because I use body to body because the top has no wick. Um, so we retraced into this. Then we use this wick to go back and forth. We create equal highs here during London on the 15th. Mm, we're using this breaker. So we can call this a breaker, even though we have equal lows here. What time did we create the breaker? At 3. 348. Still avian. Yeah. Look what it did here, right? At 344, it created another equal high here. So that's sort of like a little bit. I would too. It doesn't look bullish, but I would be more bullish than bearish at this moment. Looking at all these algorithmic signatures, expecting the breaker, also on the lower time frame. We are still above this. We are on the midpoint of this area here. I'm just marking the high and the low of this. Oh, actually, 210. Okay, this is a low. Yeah, bullish. I'm bullish. 350. Let's see. Oh, is it happening? Fine. Oh, L7. Okay, thanks. I mean, it's bound to happen now, right? I mean, okay, let's go. B52. How much bullish? 62 bullish. 23. We are out of the suspension block. Let's see. We are above midpoint of the wick here, so getting more bullish now for me. Okay, I'm gonna end the call. Thank you guys for anticipating. Appreciate it. No, not really, L7. Most wars have actually given very good price action. The start might give a little bit of down movement, but most of the times when the war is there, price doesn't really go. It doesn't really mean that we will go very bearish. Initial move, but we already had that move. The threat, it's not the war itself, it's the threat of the war, and it's already been priced in. Hey, Scalper, how are you doing? There we go. This is my target here, 650. I'm doing better. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so but today I'm feeling much better. So I'm back in energy. I feel excited to also start trading again. Just paper trading so far. Waiting for some more clarity for now. It's nice and hot in South Africa. Hey guys, we're at war already. I mean, it's not like the war. It's actually a good thing if the war finally we push through and it will be done quickly and but the threat of war has been there for weeks already. It's not like the war is starting now. It's just the final battle is finally there, and it will be fast and swift. Hopefully. Let's hope everything is over soon. So have you noticed, guys, that there's no bodies going over 20%? So if I'm wrong, I'll look at it. There's no body over 20% yet. There's just only wicks. Abdul, I think so. We do have the. Let me check if something has changed. Let me double check. No, we only have today unemployment change at 8:30 and consumer confidence at 10. Am I? Is that today or was that yesterday? I thought I read the same yesterday. I think it's today. Yeah. Yesterday was unemployment claims. Mm, no. Oh, sorry, guys. It was Canadian. Sorry, I'm reading Canadian. That's why I'm confused. We only have 10 o'clock news. The unemployment claims is Canadian. I'm sorry. And US for US, it's only consumer confidence at 10. So no ADP. New. That sucks because now we have it maybe next week. Let's see. So next week on the 11th is non-farm employment change at 8:30. If things open up again, and so that's Wednesday, and 10-year bond auction. I don't trade the mornings with 10-year bond auction, so that will be an afternoon stream on New York. So that's Wednesday, and non-farm employment change. Yeah. Let's see, Friday. Okay, no Friday. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Okay, so Wednesday's tricky next week for me. For I don't see anything else. And remember, 16th of February, it's President's Day, I believe. So there will be a bank holiday for US. So I guess it's only afternoon, no afternoon trading, or full day, no trading. 16th of February. Yeah, bank holiday, Canadian and US dollar. For Canada and the US. I think it's President's Day, right? 16th. If I'm, yes. Okay. So let's see if it doesn't do anything in the macro. Let's see if it runs after the macro. It's 4 o'clock. New 4 hour new 1 hour candle starting. CPI also, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let's see. I want to watch the 1 hour. SMT on the upside. Yeah, so this is what I don't like. We got a large wick on the downside here, so I'm not interested in the move to the downside, more interested in the move to the upside, but we're not getting any body over 25% of a other wick and no bodies over the 20% of the weekly range. So we're stuck. You see here on the 1 hour, bodies below 25% and bodies below the 20%. Let's see. We took those equals here. That's it. I don't know. During the macro here. So the macro did take out those highs here. Are we going to go higher? I'm still more bullish than bearish. We could go back into this wick here. Yeah. No trades for me, guys. Even not paper trading. I'm not interested because of the wicks and just the If the 5 minute candle engulfs the previous, the probability increases. I agree, yeah. Still, it's so low probability because of those wicks here, back and forth, back and forth. 404. See how ugly the 5 minute actually looks. I'm gonna look at my favorite 9 minute. I love my 9 minute. Look how beautiful the 9 minute looks. Isn't she pretty? So pretty. Look. So go into. But look at the SMT. Oh, do we have SMT? I didn't look at that. Thank you. But you know, sometimes SMT doesn't mean anything if you're in consolidation. Um, it can give you SMT on both sides continuously. I don't see any 15 minute. I don't look below 15 minute SMT. I don't see any SMT. See, this is already false. We're going up and we have got SMT. So okay, there we go. Are we getting our move now, or just creating another equal high? There we go. Yeah. Um. Exactly. just disrespecting it. What was the level? Oh yeah, I had the green level marked on, and Q the little mark. This was the. Let's see if NQ can get to here and, or ES, I'm sorry, and Q can get into this wick. 650. I'm still eager for 650. Now, what time was the 4504? 3, 353. Anyone in the long? I'm not in it anymore, but 2 stop outs for today. That's enough. Yeah, Abdul, that's perfect. You're very disciplined always. I like that. So this is the wick for. Let's see if we get any SMT here. So this is the wick that will give us most likely SMT, the 5 February wick. So either AES is going to take the high and most likely NQ will reject in the wick. If, okay, let's see. We want SMT here, we want ES to take out, I want ES to go into this little green box and Q, and then I might take a short from there. I just paper traded. I'm just going to paper trade a short if that's, hey, talk about a turtle soup. This might be a nice turtle soup. I'm just going to practice one turtle soup maybe today. But on the other hand, once we start going up after 4 o'clock, we could continue up to after 5 o'clock. So just thinking maybe it's better to not go for a short. We might just continue higher and higher. See what was nice about NQ as well. I want to see if it goes into this green box. When we had the range here from here to here, we went into 0.5 at 3, and then we went out of it again, and we just stepped into the 3.8, and we never got lower. So this should have been the long Q at 330. Okay, let's see. I want ES to go into that green box. If we start going down from here, we've got SMT on the 15. It's just going. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a continuation now. Oh, maybe not. Okay, okay. Okay, we do have SMT, guys, because it's 4:15. We do have SMT now. At quarter past four, we went into this green box and took out the high, and we're in the wick. So it's important now. If it continues, obviously it will disappear again. If ES or NQ takes out this wick, but I think ES will not go higher than this fair value gap here. Abdul, what time frame are you looking at? I think we might have some retracement here. Let me see. 900. Okay. 15:05. I don't see any propulsion block. No, not on the 15. I do see one here though. Oh, it's a 1 minute. You're not interested in 1 minute. No, on the propulsion block, you want two volume imbalances on each side. I don't see that. Okay, let's see what happens at 680. Uh, oh, try and you're in a buy already from 24,601. Well done. I want to see us get to 680 and see what happens at 680ish. Uh, correcting. And I think we might have some. I think the SMT will stick or not. Or not. Okay, we don't need you anymore. 785 is previous day EQ. 785, also 0.5 on many levels, so I like that level as well. 785, 100 points from here. I'm interested in that trade actually. 785. Are we going? Oh, I didn't even open up my account yet. Yeah, we might get like a little bit of a pullback from here. Let's see. Might enter in a trade for the last run. Hold on, guys. Okay, let's go. What did I say? 760. 424. It's a good time as well. We can have some expansion. We are, oh, look at that. We are just going up, up, up. Let's see how we're behaving here at 770. 425. See, we're over this one already. It looks like we're just gonna expand. Um, okay, I'm just 760 is my target. Let me see if it were 725, 426. 760. Let's see if we can expand to 760-ish. 426. Not yet. Okay, okay, I got you. I got you. We're too late. You're gonna do it. Pam, 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 pam. Come on, just give us an expansion to 440, please. I like to hear. Come on, just give us a push. Give us a nice little push, push, push. What time is it? 28. I don't like it. I think it will have another push, but we'll see. Um, uh, 4:30. Pam, 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 pam. Finally, we got a nice upward movement in So I like it up to 702-ish here. But I'm actually aiming for 760-ish. See if we can manage that. Yeah, okay, I'll just go in very fast. I'm just looking at 702 here to see what happens here. Are you guys in? I'm sorry, I was distracted as well because I got another bank email. Um, I hate my bank so much. They just give me so much bullshit all the time. See what we post my trades in Discord. I'm sorry, guys. Halfway to previous day EQ. Yeah, I'm with you. The previous day EQ. I think we can run all the way up to 530ish, 520. So let's see if we get a little pullback here at 702 because we got large wicks. I'm gonna re-enter again. Today might be of the daily retracement. Um, yeah, I'm just watching the weekly, just the weekly candle. Let's see if we get over how high we are going to go. Let's see. I can take this one off here. I do want to mark this one. Pum, pum. 786 is the previous day EQ. Is your level also at 786? Okay, I might have to take a phone call. What's the bank again is? I just need to say yes, please do it. They make me so annoyed. If they call, I just tell them yes, please do. So that's all I need to do. 786, I like it. So there's also the top of the 786. So I wouldn't be surprised if we can make it up all the way to here. Previous day low, 783-ish. Manage my 786. Maybe we're going to go into this wick, maybe even higher. Give us a nice little push. Why is my Okay, guys. Morning, Papacito. Just exited EQ. Try to, guys. You really think you can hack me on that information? Good luck with that. No one has my personal information. Yeah, you can congratulate me on my birthday. Yeah, as if you would care. Guys, there's no secret there. It's okay, guys. Hey, let's focus on the charts. More important. I just needed to get this done because I wanted this done as soon as possible. So, uh, and it's already taking such a long time. So I just wanted to get this out of the way so it can be sorted, and we can continue making money, right? That's what we're here for. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Pam pam pam. It's 447 now. We'll give it one more macro and then I'm going to do some other stuff. I just want to see we get one more leg high. So we did go to previous EQ, so we might be done. I think I'm more interested in short as well now. You got 50 back, yeah? Bum, bum. No one can hack me, guys, with this information. Really, nothing was shared. Just my date of birth was shared. You can, if you think you can hack me on my date of birth, my email addresses are all out there. My date of birth is out there. There's no secret there. No panic, guys. Tranquilo, tranquilo. No worries. No worries. Hey, BC Drum, see you tomorrow. Oh no, it's not. It's weekend. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and be careful today if you're still gonna trade. Trader access. Yeah, I was actually. Well, I'm still not. I just want to see. Let me get back to it because I really needed this out of the way. So I was so preoccupied with this. Let me just get back to the charts, which is more. Um, okay, why am I not going short at the moment? I think a short might be a retracement, but I think we're not done yet. Why? Um, the opening range gap is still very unfilled, so I think we might reject her in the wick. Yes. Um, So I'm more interested in a long than a short. So there might be a retracement. I might not take the short, but I might be interested in the in the long again. I see this is the potential breaker. Here we go. So about but now because we're entering, I like to be transparent. BC Jones, let me check it out because it might be that I have to. You have to have. For some reason, it doesn't automate the. If you have click the everything is okay, then it doesn't really. I still need to do something manually. So, BC Drums, let me just check it out for you in a bit, okay? It could be that I need to give you some extra, or I have to do that with everyone. Um, Even though you click everything, I need to still do something else. Let me check it straight away. BC Drums, check it now, please. Oh, we got another matrix unlocked. I don't think it's Frank. Frank is busy buying new cars. Hey, did you guys see that? He doesn't even have his driving license and he bought a very nice car. He's doing really well. I'm very proud of my Dutchie. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, BC Drums, just check it out if it works, okay? Okay, so now, because of these wicks, I want to be a little bit careful because it just means that it just takes, it's just, we reject, we go back into the range, we go back further up, most likely, I hope. Um, hey, Dottie, long time no see. How are you doing? How is it going, Dottie? Have you traded? Did you manage to take the long? Let me just check something, guys, because it's four. We have a new macro coming. I want to go to the 1 minute. Half a minute. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Pum, 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 pum. What time is it? 4:53. 4:53. Ooh. Okay, I want to show you something on the 15 quickly. What can we target? What can we target? So we've got this fair value gap left. That was on ES. We already, there was also like a little gap on ES, right? Remember? Here, I took it off here. That was this little, where are you? You see the difference with ES and NQ. The opening range gap is here from ES. Uh, oh, thank you, Dottie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys are so sweet. I love you guys. I have to say that all the time. I really do love you guys. You make my day. But I must say, it's always better to mute yourself when you're having a personal discussion. Anyway, you see that the midpoint of the wick is also the start here. So I do think ES will have another leg up to here. And I just want to check on um, 5 of February, 8:13. Thank you. Yeah, so it was that little. I need to do something when you guys. Guys, I'll tell you honestly. I'm gonna share something with you guys. I was actually a little bit depressed this week because I had a lot of shit going on. And I wasn't feeling too well, and I felt really, really, really down. And sometimes it happens. You get tired and you feel sick because I can see I've got an outbreak here, and I felt really like I had no reason. If I see how things are going with the YouTube channel, I actually no reason to really be a brokerage, my brokerage, came to me, they wanted the deal. But even though I had some little issues still going on, but if I look at the good things, I have no reason to be sad or be depressed. But sometimes it just happens when you get tired, you feel sick, your body gets tired. And today, again, I'm just looking at you guys in the chat, and I'm just like so grateful. I'm so happy with you guys. I just want to put it out there. You guys really make me happy, and I'm just really happy with my community. I just want to share it again because sometimes it just happens. When you're tired and just some things don't go well. But if you look at the overall picture, I really love you guys, and today you make my day. I'm like, what the hell? Why am I so sad? I was just thinking as well, like, why was I sad? There's no reason to be sad. Look at my chat. Look at the people that I'm surrounded with, and look at the awesome community that we managed to build even within half a year. So thank you guys. Thank you. I love you guys. So I just want to put it out there because I was really, really. I thought like I was so down. I was like really, oh my god! But that happens when I get sick, right? It gets to your mental. Like you lay down, you sleep. So anyway, but that's all over now again. All over. Yeah. So I'm just trying to see if we have the already Tuesday 5 of February, Tuesday 5 of February. There's no SMT because we are both in the week of 5th of February. Now this one is the next one. So we look. This is very important information. Yeah, Jay. No, no, I eat well. Don't worry about that. But I just sometimes it's just also a lot of stress and a lot of things around other things that just don't. Oh, it just you know banking and I told you about the international limits that they put me on. I got flagged because I think all the trading things, money coming in from trading payments, and they just maybe they see it as a and then just it doesn't and have to sort it and cost a lot of time. Hey, I want to point out something else, guys. You see at 30% of the weekly range here, the 20% also those levels are very, very important. They always yes, sometimes you just don't see the positives when a lot of negatives help, but the overall positives are still there. But then when your body or when you feel like you're getting a little bit sick, you those weird thoughts, they take over. But it's 1 or 2 days, and then it's like, what the hell am I thinking? You're crazy, just man up. So I just wanted to share that, but now it's all okay. Anyway, you see here 30% as well, so you can use those levels. I automated it, but you can just use the weekly range and 20, 30, 40. But this one is automated by 9. I love 9 and NR. But the only thing I don't like about it, they left out the 40%, which is an important level as well. David, I've been on stream all day, so you have to watch the stream. I'm not going to go over all the trades. It's too many. Yes, we've been trading a lot. We've been going over trades and a few paper trades, yes, and a few live trades. But the only thing that they have left out is the 40%. So I do always look at it, because now we're at 30. Once we start going, here's the 50. Obviously, the midpoint will be 40. It's an important level. Hey Jay, this could be the TGIF. Yes, we could already be in. This is already the TGIF. We're going already back into the range. So be aware of that. That's very a good point that Jay is already saying. Like, if we're going back into the range, but we could also go back out of the range and go take out the low. But if we do not, this could be the TGIF for the week. And so what could happen? We could go all the way back to 40, 50%, and then bounce around, go back to the 30. So be aware of the TGIF, which means the retracement of the weekly candle into 20, 30, 40%. We're already at 30. So how high is it likely that we go higher? Yes, because that's why I always mark them. See here, you see that 702 is exactly at 50%. So let's say for argument's sake that we go all the way back up, and on the weekly candle we can go all the way back and then go back into the range, right? But we could also go up here and go back down again, take another low. But those scenarios, I will, when I do my pre-market prep, I always go over different scenarios. Okay, what could we do with TGIF, right? But we could also go all the way back up over 60% and go, I've seen that happen as well on Fridays sometimes. But let's say this is already we've already started the TGIF, yes. If we're not going to go take another low. So, but the question is, can we get over this order block, right? This bearish order block. Are we above the midpoint? Yes, I think so. Yes, we are. So ES hasn't gone into the opening range gap. And what I like to see is, so what I check then, okay, what have we done in the opening range gap? Look how many we have all this area to unbalance, to rebalance this. So I would love ES also to go higher, which makes sense, right? Because there's still work to do here in yesterday's opening. This is yesterday's opening range gap. And we have the same on NQ. So both ES and NQ still have an opening range gap, which makes sense. There is some work to do in it. Here, same. So ICT uses gradients, 1/8, and I think he had a slip of the tongue. He said, "Oh, 1/16 you can use as well." So what I do when I don't use it, I just look at, okay, when I see a large gap, I just put another little one here. Uh, I add another one just from here to here because we're not here yet. And I don't use 1/8. I use a quarter and 1/3. But that's all up to you guys. That's personal preference. But ICT, as ICT purist, if you're an ICT purist, he uses he just do he makes 1/8. So then your 6/6 will be 6/2 something. Your 25 will have a another 0.12 and a half in between. Um, so I think you leave. He doesn't have this one. There will be another leg added. So I could do that as well. Maybe I might add the. I might add it the 0.212. I think that's a good one to add. One, two. I'll keep that one green. Then there should be one here as well, obviously, right? Uh, pum, pum, pum. Will he share an updated fifth? Okay. Yeah, no, well, he said, no, he said it in the last, he says, oh, you use 1/8, oh, 1/16, oh shit. But obviously, I mean, if you're, if you are someone who investigates, you can use it, but it's too much information. I mean, for me, this was already fine. I'm just going to try out these little things, especially because we're entering this area with these wicks. I just want to see, um, it's just Haney is using 16 seconds. He will share an updated fib. I hope so. Well, I'm always curious about fibs. We love fibs. I've got a few extra tabs open with all kinds of fibs. But all the fibs are out there, guys. I mean, if you investigate, everybody has the fibs are all out there. But maybe here's something new. I like this fair value gap here. Where is this 702? So I'm always looking like, okay, if I look at this area here and in here, this is somewhere in this fair value gap is the midpoint here. So and if we go higher, if we go here, that will be this little leftover. There's a little imbalance here still. Oh, I love this opening range gap here. This is really, I mean, um, I love that so this is the thing, guys. If you miss a trade, like for example, if you missed yesterday, right? I thought when I was looking, like, oh my god, I missed the trade. I wasn't feeling well. But now I'm looking, I'm like, look, there's so much information now, and you have so much more data to go by and to frame your trade, right? And to use that data. So for me, I'm like, actually, you didn't miss anything. You just have more data now to work with. So it's a positive, right? You're visiting the North Coast in summer. The North Coast in South Africa. We only have the West. We call it the West and the East Coast. The North Coast. We don't have a North. Well, I mean, are you talking about the Northwest or the Northeast Coast? Uh, I'm in South Africa. You know that, right? It's summer now, Jay. I opened the windows, by the way, because it was a little bit too hot. But we don't have a North Coast. Ta-da! Beautiful summer. It's summer here now. Hey, I'm in KwaZulu Natal, Jay. It's summer here now. It's hot. It's bloody hot now. I love it. So now KwaZulu Natal is we're on the east coast. But are you going to St. Lucia area? Yeah, I'm in KwaZulu Natal. I'm in KZN, yes, as we speak. Or is that too much information, guys? Can I don't care. KwaZulu Natal. But it's summer now. KwaZulu Natal is very nice because we have beach. So I live in a beach town, obviously, but I've got the bush very close. I've got monkeys here, as you know. So it's nice, and it's summer now here. So Jay, I don't know because you said I'm going to visit when it's summer, but it's summer now. We have opposite than Europe, right? We have opposite. Yeah, I'm very bullish, L7. I love this opening range gap, and there's so much information here. So, but we just need a little bit of time, I guess. Very bullish, very bullish. I think we're going to get a nice expansion. So June is technically no, June is winter here. So Jay, are you aware that you will? But winter here doesn't mean the winter that you know it. It's still really nice in daytime. You can actually sunbathe in the beach in our winter. Uh, Well, it's not really. Yeah, technically winter start. It's sort of like, yeah, we have dry season and wet season, literally. Uh, so actually, I just signed another lease here, but I want to go back to Limpopo to the bush. Yeah, that's like near Hoedspruit, near Kruger Park. I will go there next year. In a year, I will go back. Oh, I love the heat. Yeah, so the only thing that is different is that the nights, and you most likely like that, the nights get a little bit cold. For me, it's too cold actually. But daytime is still very. It's like like spring in Europe. You have nice summer, you get nice sunny days, less rain, and but the evenings are a little bit chilly, so you might need just a long sleeve or something. Yeah. So I was, yeah. So, but it's not summer then. Now it's summer. So now it's, you can see me sweating a little bit, but I like it. Yeah, nice and hot. What else do I need for confirmation? Well, I'm just watching how far are we going to dig deeper into this fair value gap, and I'm also looking at this wick here, like premium discount. Let me just use the. I don't want to use the quarter one. I just want. So this wick, are we going to? I don't need those levels here, but I just want to have an idea where if I mark it. Zero 0.5. We'll see. I'll just add it later on when we get there. So we don't have a really good breaker here to use, right? So the only thing that I will also use here is fib levels. Talking about fibs, by the way. So we're at two standard deviation here. 2.5 is here. 4 is here. So 2, we can expect um, to go back into the range, which we are doing a little bit. Um, um, there is no breaker. I can't use a 15-minute breaker. There's no 15-minute breaker I can use right now. a minute. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. What do we consolidate from here? Yes. I was just wanting to show something. On the 1 hour, we could consolidate here for a while, but I don't know. Let's see. That's all okay. Rocket is ready. So I'm looking at this as a potential higher time frame breaker to be used at some point. So once we activate, if we get a body closure over this one, then we are off to the races, right? But we still have a little bit of, we still have a little bit of a gap here. It's tricky. It's tricky. Seven of twos. 40% is right over here. So normally when you have an expansion to London, it can expand normally at 520-ish. We have it's sort of like it can stop for a while. So I'm wondering if this is the expansion what we could expect today. It's already 5:23 now. So I wonder if we're going to, exactly like Jay said, consolidate and maybe even go a little bit deeper into this area, because obviously we went to 2 standard deviation from this order block here. Um, we only have mitigation blocks to work with now, so I wonder if we can go, if we go a little bit low, if we go below this wick, we go even lower to this area here to mitigate this area here. It's 5:24, so I'm just thinking price wants to do. I don't think we can expect the expansion and maybe even until 6 o'clock now. But have you noticed, guys, how again the 30% of the weekly range is being respected? How these percentages work? Let's see gold. Let's check gold quickly. You see how they equally just sort of like form the same, a big potential breaker. It's almost the same structure, right? It's just the opposite of the. We are just moving from the midpoint, 60% midpoint, 40, 30. It's just reversed. Um, we bounce over N walk here, over low here in Asia, obviously, all the way back up. Um, and exactly, you see, it's exactly the same structure. An opening range gap, which also has unfinished business. Now, this one is more tricky. It looks like this is balanced here, so I would be very careful up to 702. Maybe even here. So gold bullish up to here, or maybe even here. I don't know. Um, I like NQ a little bit better now, to be honest. But hey, interesting. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to leave it for here, and I think it's nice to do another stream later on today. Um, Unless we're just going to consolidate, which it'll be a very short stream. If New York, I mean, at some point, if it hits its weekly objective, it won't do much. Then consolidate, maybe between 20 to 30%, maybe between 30 or 40%. But it looks very strong to me. But then again, Friday always tends to surprise me. Um, Yeah, Jay. So there's a big possibility what Jay says. It could be slow. Um, but on the other hand, Jay, I do like it when we go, if we have the slowness now, which I'm hoping we get, and we consolidate, because we hit two standard deviation, hitting the, go back into the range, consolidate a little bit, and then make another move. But it could be that everything could be done within pre-market, right? That we get this movement at 6 o'clock. So keep an eye on the price, on the price action, not on the, keep your eye on the price and price action. Um, so unless we would go really, really back down, because we had, we hit 0.5, we could go back, take out the low, is a possibility as well, and then, go back into the range. I've seen it. If it wants another low, um, or it could just grind up and then consolidate between certain levels. So they're all opportunities, but I'll do my pre-market prep a little bit closer to at 8:50ish. So then at least I've got some more data and then see. I always make my three scenarios: bullish, bearish, sideways. What are the opportunities? What do I see? And on Fridays, I honestly, they always surprise me with a scenario that I never thought of. So I'm always, it's fascinating. It is really. So I love it though, because I'm like, okay, well, interesting. So that way I'm never bored with NQ. It's like the partner with who always surprises you. Never a dull moment. That's why I love NQ. Um, but I'll leave it here for now, because just let it do its thing, and otherwise I get impatient if I watch too long, and then we'll see it again. We'll see what happens. So any questions, my dear friends? I do like to see that price is not really, it's sort of like hesitating to go below this area, right? The green area. So we'll keep an eye on it. Um, I just need to sort some other little things that are still waiting on me. It's all these little things, so just keep on coming. But hey, it's part of life. So, and I'm hungry as well. So, no questiones. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me and for the awesome people that you are. And I'll see you guys later today. Ciao, ciao.